Hey guys, Jeff here at Yakety Mac. Thank you for watching the channel and welcome to Volume 2 of Learning to Fish. Today I'm on the kayak. If you've not seen any of these series, I'll link the Volume 1 in the description below, but essentially I'm trying to learn to bass fish and I'm asking for y'all's help. And so one of the things that I am trying to do is learn different techniques for catching bass. All I know how to do is throw a topwater and a crankbait, that's it. And so I'm asking for your help and I'm asking for your feedback, and I got some after Volume 1. So thank you to folks like Old School Bob, Monsters Man, Jason M, 1884. Thank you guys. I want some more tips. Offer them up, guys. I've never caught a bass on plastic, soft plastic. So this is a whole new learning experience for me. In February, I'm going to start competing in some kayak bass tournaments, and I'm not going to compete on topwater and crankbait. So follow along, guys. I've got a different camera here rigged up, and I'm going to try to catch as much action or as little as I can. But I mostly want you guys to see how I'm fishing and the terrain that I'm fishing, and tell me what you would do. So without further ado, I'm going to start off with a popper this morning. Again, I know I throw a lot of topwater, but it looks like it's kind of primed up for a popper. So I'm going to throw a popper and see if I get anything. But I'm not going to spend all day on it like I normally would. I'm going to throw it around for a little bit. If it's not producing, I'm going to try switching up to something else.
First cast of the morning. Water levels up a little bit today from the last time I was here. Over the course of the last 3 days or so, we've got close to 3 inches of rain. And so I think that's probably contributed to the water level being up some. However, we're in a severe drought situation, so I don't know how much of this is rain or how much of this is tide. And I don't understand how tide affects fishing, honestly. Normally, I throw a walking bait. Those are my favorite topwater lures. I'm just making a guess that maybe something a little more injured looking, working a little slower because it's fall, might work better. I don't know. Is that logic flawed? So how long would you give a lure like this? Would you stay topwater and just switch up the lure, or would you abandon topwater altogether? And how long? 30 minutes, 45 minutes? I've had some feedback. I think Monsters Man said he was maybe 20, 30 minutes, something along those lines. Wasn't very long. Here's a question I've got for you guys. Let's say you're working an area like this and you've thrown your topwater lure or whatever lure in there 4 or 5 times. Will you lay that down and just pick up a different one and throw it the exact same spot? And if so, have you ever had any luck doing that? So I gave topwater about 30 to 40 minutes. I had a little bit of a little smack. I think it was a pickerel, but nothing to write home about at all. So I'm switching up. Again, that's a big step for me. And I'll show you what I've got rigged up this time. I have a straight worm. It looks like it's pumpkin and green flake. And I've got it rigged on a 3/0 extra wide hook. And I don't quite have the weight pinned, but pegged, I think that's called. But I've got a little bobber stop, maybe just about an inch or so above that. Because one of the things that I think was happening to me getting hung up a lot was that the sinker would fall over one limb and the lure would hang behind on the other side. And as I would try to work it up over that limb, I think it was getting hung up. So I did this just so that the two would stay a little bit closer together. Again, kind of making it up as I go. I saw some people that peg their sinkers all the way down. Some people say, you get better action without it. So I left myself about an inch right there, and I'll see what that does. I'm just I'm making it up as I go, y'all.
Well, I've decided to leave this little creek part and go back out to the main lake. I don't know if they're in here or not, and I just can't find them. I honestly have no clue what I'm doing. 3 months is going to go by really fast. But I've been throwing a Texas rig now for probably the last hour. I think I had a bite. Not really sure if I did or not. I don't know if I had a bite. It felt like as I was coming over a limb that all of a sudden I met some resistance, uh, kind of all this, like that. But I'm not used to setting hooks, so I just gave it a pop, but not a real heavy one. And I don't know if there was anything on there. I don't know if a fish had it in its mouth, and I just didn't set the hook right or what. It just felt weird. But anyway, uh, that's neither here nor there. I'm going to go back out. I'm going to go out to the main lake, see if I can do anything out there. I'm going to continue to throw Texas rig for just a little bit. Then I bought some of these, I think they're called Dudley's wacky worms. I got the ring on them. It was recommended that I try that. Old School Bob, I believe, is the one that said try the wacky rig. So I'm going to do that. I'm not exactly sure how to fish it. Watch some guys do it. They just kind of throw it out there and pop it around. Um, Apparently, there's an issue with the worm coming off of the hook sometimes, even with the little ring on there. Don't know. About to find out, I suppose. Stay with me, guys. Man, y'all make it look a lot easier than I am. Okay, guys, so see if you can see that right there. That's the wacky worm setup that I bought. Got a pack of these from Walmart. They were like, I don't know, $12 or $13. They got these little O-rings already on them. From what I gather, I'm just supposed to throw it up next to cover and just kind of let it fall and do wacky stuff. And then watch the line really closely. From what I understand, you don't always feel the bite. And of course, I'm going to be at a disadvantage from that feel standpoint because this is monofilament line. So I'm going to get up there and give it a try anyway. Hopefully, when I go to reel up some slack off, if I feel some resistance or whatever, it'll be a fish in case I don't feel a bite. Well, I've thrown a wacky rig for about an hour now. Absolutely nothing going on. It gets pretty frustrating. This sure has all the makings of my fourth skunk in a row. And it's you throw and you throw and you throw and you're up next to laydowns and stick ups and you're throwing into all this stuff. You would think you would even just accidentally hit one on the head, hook it behind its ear or something. Man, I just can't get anything happening up in here, and I'm pretty sure it's me, guys. Look, sometimes you say, well, maybe the fish just aren't biting or the fish aren't. I'm pretty sure it's something that I am or am not doing. I've got pretty good confidence that the majority of you, if you were fishing this exact same spot, would would do a little bit better, if not a whole lot better. This place, I catch a lot of, I say I catch a lot of bass. I've had my fair share of bass out of here in the spring and early summer, and I know they're in here. I just don't know what to do when the patterns change. Hoping you can help me out with that. So drop shot, here it comes. Hey guys, I'm back. It's literally been like 10 minutes of throwing the drop shot, and I threw it out and I retrieved it, and it came back no hook or bait. The sinker is still attached, but and I can feel the knot right here where the hook was, but no hook, no bait. Now, I don't know anything about braided line. I pretty much only use monofilament, and so I tied a Palomar knot. Is that not a good knot to tie with braid? I don't know. I mean, it didn't break the line. Everything is intact. Just the hook with the lure on it's gone. Well, since my drop shot is gone, I've got a weightless fluke that I already had tied on. It's silver with some metallic flake, a little bit of white on the underbelly. I'm going to give this a shot here. I've got some submerged grass up here that I know about. There's some kind of a few sporadic lily pads on top. I don't know how this does going through grass. Guess I'll find out. This will be the last lure that I throw today. After this, about 30 minutes or so, I'm going to head back and I'll see you at the truck. All right, well, it's official. I just 4 skunks in a row. It is that's disheartening, and part of it too is in my head that had I just fished the way I always fish, I wouldn't have had these 4 skunks. Yes, I would skunk sometimes, but 4 times in a row would be a little bit rare. Of absolutely nothing, even if it's a pickerel or two. Although that's not really what I'm going for. But I think a positive that came out of today is that I think I've realized that I'm trying too many different techniques right now. And so next time out, I'm going to simplify things a little bit. I brought 5 rods with me, both this time and actually my previous times as well. I'm going to go back to 3, which is kind of my norm. And at least what I've got in my head, my plan for next time out is I'm going to go back to top water early in the morning because it's what I'm best at. And I've had a lot of success throwing different types of top water. But I'm going to work the bank. I'm usually throwing at bank structure. If it's not bank, it's structure that's not too far off the bank. I'm going to work in sections of, say, maybe 100 yards. Throw my top water lure and circle back and throw Texas rig at that same 100 yards, and then on to the next, and then on to the next, and so on and so forth. So I know that I won't be covering a ton of water that way. But I've been covering water like the time before when I was on the Bass Raider. I actually covered quite a bit of water. Same result. So I really think that I'm going to just work an area over in sections. I don't want to necessarily have 2 rods laying there, throw this one, lay it down, pick up, and throw another one. I don't think I would be disciplined enough to do that. That would drive me crazy. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you watching. Do me a favor, if you are not a subscriber, please subscribe and follow this channel. I may not be a good fisherman, but I try to have some fun. And then let me know, too, what you thought of that camera angle. I've inserted a few clips into this. I want you to know I bought a new camera because I don't want you guys to miss any of the action. So I bought a new camera, and I've got it mounted right here. I recorded in 2.7K, 60 frames a second today. I'm anxious to see how that turns out. And it's got audio on it as well. I'm anxious to see how the audio turns out. Let me know if you like the view that camera gives, or if I need to maybe try to reposition it somehow. But if you're not a subscriber, I hope you'll subscribe. Please like this video. Please share this video. Being such a new channel, sharing really helps it get seen more often, and I appreciate that. So guys, thank you for tuning in. We're going to go for volume 3 here as soon as I can get back out on the water again. So appreciate you, and remember, no matter what you've got going on, always take time to get outside and play.